Hello and welcome to Stephen Allen, Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen. It's a day. What more could you possibly want? Hello and welcome along to the little streaming show. Actually on time for once today. Look at this. Boom. I'm Stephen Allen. We'll be chatting our way through various news things. Hang on. Need jingles because it's the Friday Live and Loose, which means, well, that's frozen. We'll leave that there. It's Friday. There must be another way around it. I've got two of these darn controllers. It's Friday Live and Loose, which means we're keeping it live. We're keeping it loose. If you want to get involved in the chat, you go to youtube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen. Oh, look at this. We've got some chat. That's the chat background. That's what we need as well. I would get you up to date with what's been happening. It's let's have a look. Someone else was here. I don't know who was here first, but now we've got Elite, there was some chat about a cat or a tyre. I don't really know what's happening. Someone's got a flat cat or someone's had to go and take their tyre to the vets. No, that makes sense. I've said that out loud, and for a second there I thought that wouldn't scan, but it works for me. Proper Memes is here. Elite's here. Hello. What have I got going on here? Ems is here. Did the cat attack the tyres? That sounds ridiculous. The tyre probably, this is not like man bites dog. There's a strong chance that maybe more tyres have attacked cats in this world than cats have attacked tyres. I'm not sure how you'd measure it, but in terms of fatalities, yeah. I went dark pretty quick, didn't it? Kermit's here. Hello to Kermit. Sebastian, good afternoon, Steve. How have you been? Have you had a good week? I have. And also, my friction burn, nearly gone. Yeah? We're calling it a friction burn. Don't call it a carpet burn. There was no carpet there at the time. Elite says, you've been there no time, no idea why. M says, just tell them to take longer. Yep, no idea. Dr. Scott, these are various words in the chat. You can go and read them yourself if you'd like to. Before we start, let's make sure this darn thing's working here. Okay, well, that's not working. Let's get this sorted. Because before we start with today's show, we need to try and do a new feature that I'm calling
24-hour rolling Steve news.
Not quite sure where that accent came from. I'm unplugging this and plugging this in again. No, I'm not having it. I need my controllers. I'm not messing around. Also, we need that today as well. Welcome along to the show where I need my controllers. What's happening with that? There seems to be some sort of beef with my controllers. Okay. So the reason I thought we'd do a Steve News, we often start these shows by just going, oh, what's happening in my life? This happened to me earlier on today. I thought, well, I'll have some of that. So I've made a jingle for it. There you go. 24-hour rolling Steve News. Doing all right. Went to the shops, got the newspapers this morning. Actually, do you know what? Even bigger than that. I got a full night's sleep last night. I know that's not technically front page news or anything. You don't necessarily need to hear that. But I went to bed early, got some sleep. It's amazing. I'd recommend it. It's all the way through and everything. I didn't eat unhealthily last night, so that's helped. I'm feeling pretty good. Exercised yesterday, trying to get back into running. What's the word? Emotionally regulated? No, it can't be that, can it? I feel happy. No, it can't be. I feel like I'm one good cry away from being happy. And obviously, I am a straight Northern Generation X man. I can't do that. No. I shall repress. But look, I will do the only thing that is available to us men when we need to emotionally regulate, and that is to furiously touch yourself whilst listening to Baccarat's Yes Sir, I Can Boogie. So that seems to be I'm sure we can all relate. I'm just dropping some very relatable material right now. I'm sure that's all. Clearly, I'm joking. I don't furiously touch myself. I touch myself furiously. I might be an animal, but I don't split an infinitive. Cheers, ASMR. No, I'm feeling all right. Here's another thing that happened, actually. On the way back from the shops, bumped into a neighbour across the road, lovely bloke, and I got invited on a holiday, kind of. That doesn't happen very often. He said, what am I doing next week? Obviously, looking after the kids. You know how my life works. But if I wasn't, he wanted me to go along on this. He said, him and some of the lads from the street, he said, we're planning a trip away on the Broads. And I was like, tell me more. This sounds like the kind of thing I want to get up to. And he said, we've hired a boat to go up and down the Norfolk Broads. And I was like, oh, those kind of Broads. Yeah. Fine, thanks. Same thing happened to me once when he invited me bird watching. We just got different interests or something like that. I'm not sure what the update that was, but you're now fully up to date with what's going on. What's happening in the chat? Hi ho, Kermit. I was listening yesterday whilst being stopped by an unmarked Audi. Well, it wasn't that unmarked if you knew it was an Audi. Is it like when those young'uns have been around and nicked the badges off the VWs because the Beastie Boys or whatever it was? How did you tell? Are you that good with VIN numbers? Sweet mercy, you're good at this. And being given a speeding ticket on the way to the hospital to pick my mum up in Shropshire. You're right, there should be an exemption. You know, like, where's the fire? But you should also be allowed, I'm on my way to the hospital. You should be able to stick your head out the window and go like, "Wee-no, nee-no, nee-no." And then they would have thought, that's a weird ambulance. Would you have got a bigger fine for impersonating an ambulance? Probably not. Who else we got here? Alan says, hi, Steve. Hi, Alan. Joodles is here. Good Lord, you've gone yank. Done what? Oh, no, because the voiceover. I thought you meant the other bit. Have I? Say what? And Joodle says, it's definitely your turn for a holiday. That's true. A couple of nights on the Broads. No way, Kerms. You didn't harm any of the officers, did you? And I was doing 95. Well, where, though? Context is key, Kerms. Were you in a 20-mile-an-hour zone? If so, I have some sympathy with the filth. But if it was, you should be allowed 95 and a 70, shouldn't you? It's within give or take, plus or minus some. I ain't going to work that out. Hi, Steve, says Alan. If you get to Suffolk, there are 7 hills. I think the Suffolk Broads admire the scenery. You should have escorted. They should have escorted you there. A weekend with the escorts. If you'd invited me on that, yet again, I would have been disappointed. Imagine that. The lads say, do you want to have a weekend away with some escorts? And it's just a car that says wide load written on the back of it. You're up to date. I'm going to try and unplug this and plug this back in. And it's difficult because it's not very well designed, but I'm flipping doing it. Oh, right up the old... I'm doing this one as well. Right up the old USB-C, of course. So, because without these, I can't remember what keyboard things I pressed to get the jingles going. Go on, you do that. You do that. Hang on. Oh, no. Oh, I'm shutting down. No. There we go. Here we go. Something's gone wrong. There is an error. The application is not responding. It may respond again if you wait. Do you want? I'm not going to wait. Has it shut it down? Oh, I ain't got my keyboard either. All right. Well, let's just rattle on to... Oh, I can't even show you flipping Colin Cam. Colin Cam sat up there. This is right. Hang on. Control. Press that one. Press that one. I'm bringing up Task Manager. Oh, now Cakewalk joins in. Yeah, it does. Crash detected. Okay, well, that's the opposite of what we wanted. Okay. Smooth. It's going particularly smoothly. I'm going to get that booted up again. Oh, no. Yep. And then this one, I think it might have been Cakewalk ruining it for everyone. No. Also, no one's reminded me about the cleaning yet. Thanks for that. She's not turned up. If she does... Why is that not... Right, Task Manager. So the first app listed in Task Manager is one called taskmanager.exe. Thanks. What am I going to do? Shut that down? Here we are. Not responding. Stream... Right, flipping. End that task. Coming at me on my computer, not responding. I mean, Ultramon's not kicked in either. I'll open that in a sec. Mirroring. Yes, I'd like some screens to mirror. Start the flipping mirroring, Ultramon. Cakewalk. Not yet. I think I cover this smoothly. No one's noticed. No, it was a 70 dual carriageway. That's give or take, isn't it? If you're on your way to a hospital, or from a hospital, if you're on your way to a hospital because you have a loved one there, or you're on your way from a hospital because there's recently been an outbreak of MRSA, you should be allowed to put the pedal to the metal. Surely to goodness. Worse than Escort Laughing Cavalier. If you'd invited me for a weekend on a Laughing Cavalier, either way, I wouldn't be too, unless it was a car, I wouldn't be too shocked. I don't think there's a plot twist on that one. Defo not knows garbage, says Elite. Thank you. Right. While that's booting up, this clearly, the computer's hanging by a thread today, isn't it? Yeah, it's not. Can anyone remember what the stream thing was called? Stream. Yeah, that's not even registered the fact that I've been typing. Well, let's crack on with what's happening on today's show. We start off, I believe, with a look at the front page. I've got to try and find those now. Doing this manually. Look at the front pages. Front paginios. Yeah,